In this tutorial, I will present an introduction on how to make changes to our website. I'll give you a basic understanding of how our web pages work, show you how each web page is made up of individual modules, and show you how to begin editing these modules. All the module types are edited differently, so you'll need to consult the tutorial on that module type after listening to this tutorial before you can begin making changes to one of them. Let's get started with a little background. Website development has changed a lot recently. Our old website was built and maintained the traditional way. Each web page was a separate file on the server. You had to edit pages using web development software like FrontPage or Dreamweaver, and you had to have a strong familiarity with HTML. HTML is the scripting language that does all the page formatting. Most small websites are still set up this way. Our new website and most large websites today use what is called a content management system. This is nothing more than a really fancy website that allows pages to be edited without needing any special software. Once you log in and navigate to the web page, you'll see additional options on the page that let you edit it. Since you don't need any additional software, you can use any computer with access to the internet to make updates, and you don't need to know much HTML. Our content management system is called .NET Nuke. It is perhaps the best of the free systems available today, and there is a lot of information about it on the internet. Anything you study about .NET Nuke will be helpful in working with our website. We often refer to it as DNN. Okay, let's take a look at one of our web pages. I'll just use the home page since we're all familiar with it. The first thing you need to know is you can only make changes to the area in the middle of the page. This area marked in red. Anything from the main menu on up and from the horizontal line on down is fixed and can't be changed. I have to take care of changes to these areas. These sections are the same on all pages, so there really is no need to make changes to them. In this middle section, we see a lot of different blocks of information. We have a block of text with a short description of the agency. Underneath that is a block with a rotating feature program that changes each time you refresh the page. On the right side, we have a short menu on top, and down below we have a list of events. This is what the page looks like for the public. Let's see what the home page looks like if you log in and have permissions to edit the page. I will just quickly log in here with my regular network login and navigate back to the home page. You'll notice that there are now a whole bunch of new things on the page. Each of these blocks I pointed out earlier now have editing options underneath them. This text block has an Edit Text option. The featured program has an Edit Slides option. This short list also has an Edit Text option, and the Events section has an Add New Announcement option, as well as pencil icons next to each of the events. Each one of these blocks actually represents a different module type. This is a text module, and it is used to display text. This is a Slides module, and it is used whenever you want to rotate text. This is an announcement module, and it is used to show lists of events. Our web page is built using these different module types. Each module type is for a specific function. You can use any combination of modules to present information the way you want to display it. You could put 20 different slide modules on a page, for example, and each section would change in the page each time it was refreshed. That would be a very dynamic page. There are many more module types than are showing on this page. There's a Links module for showing a list of links. There's a Documents module for listing downloadable documents. There's a Maps module for showing maps, and so on. The module we use most often on our website is the Text module, so that is the one you should become most familiar with. It is the most versatile module. Notice how we have used it to show a list of links up here. We could have used a Links module, but the Links module didn't have the formatting options we wanted. Unfortunately, the text module is the most complicated to use, since the knowledge of HTML is sometimes required. Each module has its own set of properties and specific functions for how to use it. Look for the tutorial for the module type you want to play with before attempting to make changes, or you will be frustrated. There are some common elements to all of these modules we can go over here. Each module has two editing options. The Edit link allows you to make changes to what the module displays. This is what you'll click on most often to make changes. For a text module, clicking this link takes you to a different web page that lets you make changes. Here you see the text and a menu of formatting options that are similar to what you see in Microsoft Word. I could make changes here and then hit the Update button. However, a word of warning. If I did make changes and hit Update, those changes would be displayed to the public immediately the next time someone viewed the page. Always keep in mind you are working on a live website. There is no undo button or restore button you can use to roll back changes once you hit Update, so be careful and pay attention to what you are doing. I don't want to make any changes here, so I'll cancel out. The paper and pencil icon allows you to make changes to the properties of the module, such as module permissions. You'll usually never need to click on this, but if you do, you'll see a page like this. Notice the big block of permissions on top. And then there's a whole bunch of other options down below, most of which we don't use. I will cancel out of here. A couple of things to point out. When you are logged in, you'll see extra stuff up at the top of the page. I usually only use this section when I'm adding a new page, so you probably won't need to do anything up here. This control panel link will open up a whole set of editing options that you can use, but typically you won't need to mess with these unless you actually have to add a new page. And so if this is showing when you log in, you can click the double chevron to make that go away. The option up on the upper left of the page shows the current page mode. Here you can see we are in edit mode. Sometimes when you're logged in, you'll want to see what the page looks like with all the editing options taken off. Instead of having to log out, you can use the view option. Now you see the page the way the public views it. Just remember to switch it back to the edit mode before you log out. A lot of times I've forgotten to do this, and the next time I've logged in to make changes, I won't see the editing options and I think the system is broken. One more thing. You must have permissions to make changes to a page in order for the editing options to be available. If you log in and go to a page and you don't see them, it is because you do not have permissions. You'll have to contact me to get you set up. Well, those are the basics. Check out some of the other tutorials for instructions on the other specific functions you want to learn.